Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are here at the Opposite World Celebration. I am now here as well. Yippee. I've been working on behind the streets, but I'm here joined with Bonnie. Bonnie, how are you feeling?
I am feeling great. These past matches were all so close and so hype. This truly feels like a celebration for Worlds. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. Have you had any World Celebration events near you, like for VG?
No, sadly not. Sadly, I wasn't able to attend anything.
Oh, that's unfortunate to hear.
How about you?
Well, I was able to join one 2D. Well, I only have the one that I can physically join myself. I went there, had to play against two Go players and a senior that watched YouTube videos as well. So I won, but at the same time, we got new members of the VG community. So we're very happy for that.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, sometimes they need to learn.
Yes, they do. Sometimes you need to teach them a lesson, one might
Yeah,
say.
exactly. They haven't done anything wrong, but they have to learn the lesson.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I do have the team sheets as well. Let's take a look. We have Pado VGC versus Lewis R, who is playing the Charizard. Well, the classic Charizard with Venusaur this time around and Scarf Chomp. We've seen this variation with Toxapex, Sylveon, and Incineroar, while Lewis is playing Delphox Blastoise. Do you have any experience with any of these teams?
Only playing against them. I haven't played both of them, but I do feel like the Delphox Blastoise team plays pretty similar to the Fluet team we saw earlier dominate the best of three. It's the same game plan. You have your setup mon, you protect it, you heal it up, you redirect, you fake out, and then it just sweeps for you. Both Delphox and Blastoise are able to do that with Water Spout and Heat Wave spread damage respectively, but they also have some good single target damage with Mega Launcher boosted Dark Pulse and Psychic. On the other hand, we have a very, I would say, annoying Pokemon in Toxapex, which can stop these strong spread attacks with White Guard and maybe chunk them down or give them this inevitable KO with Toxic. Because if you keep staying in while your Pokemon is toxic, at first it's not gonna be strong, but after a few turns you just can't keep healing against it.
Yeah, Toxapex being one of those few Pokemon that defensively is doing really well right now because it has such a good type and good defensive stats, of course, as well. Whereas a lot of the time in the meta, you are seeing a little bit more of offense going on, and Toxapex really taking the game a bit slower, of course, in that sense, which is very nice for it because it is one of those Pokemon that is able to tank super effective hits, is able to just go for infestation, trying to trap something in for your partners. As such, the Scarf Garchomp, Charizard, or even the Venusaur with that life or boosted moves as well. And we are ready for the game immediately. Damn, they locked in immediately. So both players are ready to showcase what this matchup will bring. It's going to be Delphox and Sneasler on Lewis's side, while on Pado's side it will be the Charizard and the Garchomp.
Yes, immediately we have the setup mon you wanna, set up with. You have Delphox, who probably will go for a nasty plot, while the Sneasler goes for Fake Out to protect them. Delphox historically has a very good matchup into Charizard, both because it has very good special defense, so it takes opposing heat waves very well, but also it can use this some for its own. As we see it Mega Evolve.
Yeah, Mega Evolution on the Delphox, making sure an extra 100 stat boost is always nice. The nice thing with this Charizard as well is it sets up the sum for you, so the Delphox has a bit more offense to bring out. But this particular Charizard has ancient power, so this Sneasler has to choose between two targets that can hit this Delphox for super effective damage, but it is choosing to go after that Garchomp and losing its Focus Sash in turn for that, as the Delphox is able to set up a nasty plot.
Yes, so and the Delphox now has to probably take the ancient power as we see it now. Take some decent damage. It's super effective,
Oh no!
but But Ancient Power only has 60 base power, but what does Ancient Power do is that it has a 10% chance to give you an Omni Boost, which is incredible if you get it. And now this Charizard has +1 on every single stat. Every single stat is 1.5 times stronger than it should be. You think a regular Charizard is oppressive? Try a Charizard that tanks everything, is faster than everything, and deals so much damage now.
Yeah, this is certainly a very scary Charizard to come up against. Seeing how much that Ancient Power did earlier now, is trying to negate a little bit of the damage that Garchomp at least can do, and maybe provide support with a Fake Out onto the Charizard, because suddenly that Charizard is very scary. Garchomp still the fastest Pokemon in the field, thanks to that Choice Scarf here. So a little Rock Slide onto the Incineroar, doing quite decent bit chip damage as the Charizard now with a boosted in its special attack as well. Let's see how much a Heat Wave in the sun from a +1 Charizard does. Honestly, that is respectable damage, I might add.
It is considered one of the tankiest Pokemon in the formats. It is resisted, but still, both the +1 special attack boost and the Sun boost allow it to still do respectable chip damage. Yeah, but as you could see earlier, that's why Delphox is so good into the Charizard. This is a situation that should never happen. A Charizard with an Omni Boost is scary, but Delphox might still be able to go around it because it has this extremely strong special defense, because it is now boosted up. As Incineroar fakes out the Garchomp, which apparently is the bigger threat in this situation.
Yeah, expecting maybe the Charizard to go for Protect, not going for it. Ancient Power into that Delphox is not enough! 1%! This Delphox able to survive Psychic firing off onto the Charizard. But thanks to that boost from earlier, it is also tanking this quite nicely. What a game already!
It would probably have survived without the boost anyways, because these Charizards are built incredibly bulky, but I think that makes the Omni Boost even stronger. This Charizard is not built to outspeed a lot. And as we see, the Delphox respect and protect. Garchomp goes for a Rock Slide.
Yeah, another day, another Rock Slide onto that Incineroar. Bring it lower. This might just as well be in range for a potential Heat Wave. No, it is going to be a Weather Ball. Is that enough for this Incineroar? It very well shall be. As now you do have the option to bring back in the Sneasler, for example, to try and get a Fake Out of. The issue is both the Charizard and the Garchomp are faster than this Delphox right now.
Yeah, this Delphox is threatened by everything on the field, which is so frustrating, specifically because you got this setup. You usually now want to use that setup to sweep the game, but if you want to attack now, bearing a miss of Rock Slide or maybe Heat Wave, you just get KO'd before you can move.
Yeah, that the sheer offense that Delphox provides isn't always in its defensive typing. It has like Levitate, it has a Fire typing, so normally early meta it would have loved seeing a Garchomp and a Charizard, but nowadays Garchomp as well having that Life Orb item, Charizard now running Ancient Power. Suddenly not really fun time for Delphox in that regard. So bringing back in the Sneasler, you are able to Fake Out something at least. So going for the Fake Out onto the Charizard, hoping for a potential miss here on the Rock Slide, but nay, it can be that way as the Rock Slide connects and KOs the Delphox as well. Now, I think we're already considering like game 2, right?
Yes, exactly. This is a situation that just should not happen. An Ancient Power Omni Boost on the first turn. That's so unlucky. Like, it's possible, of course, but it's unlucky. I think as Lewis, you just consider what you do game 2. You probably don't switch up a lot because your game plan is very strong as long as Charizard doesn't.
It can't happen
every
twice,
single one
right?
of it.
Lightning
It can't
doesn't
happen
hit
twice.
No.
And honestly, if it happens twice, it's a 1% chance. And if you lose 1% of all of the sets you play, that's like
that's fine. That's fine. You have 99% win rate unless when the Ancient Power hits, you know.
Yes. But as we saw earlier, the Ancient Power without any boosts only did about 40%, which while being super effective, it's not that much. And so the Delphox is still in a very strong position here.
Yeah, it's still good. It's just as long as the Ancient Power boost doesn't happen again, because of that, the Charizard was able to be faster, was able to be bulkier as well. Ancient Power being give all, take all move in that regard. Ancient Power also mainly being used against opposing Charizards. But you know, if you can take the Delphoxes with you, why not? In that regard. So
Yeah, you mainly play it as coverage, but if you get the boost on every single stat, this is just the best move in the world. 10% of the time, this is the best move in the game. So
10% of the time it works all the time. I don't know if you know that reference, but like Anchorman, but very that movie's been old as well. But
if you have a 10% chance to just win the game outright, maybe that movie's just worth it.
Yeah, you know, I can see like maybe a slight adaptation to something like maybe the Blastoise, because the Charizard doesn't at least have Solar Beam, but now it's going to be that Delphox and Incineroar from the lead here from Lewis, as same lead again for Pado. You know what worked once can work once again. This time around with a fake out from Incineroar, not really minding a fake out onto the Garchomp as much, because you don't break your sash at the very least, so to speak.
Yes. Now we immediately have the Intimidate though, so maybe if Lewis doesn't want the Ancient Power boost to happen again, you can decide to fake out the Charizard instead, because Rock Slide is now used with -1 attack stat change.
Yeah.
So that maybe you can change your game plan now so that it's less RNG heavy, but also the Rock Slide can cause flinches. So we will see now.
What if you hear me out. What if we see a Mega Evolution Delphox, Mega Evolution Charizard, but protect on Delphox so that the Incineroar might be able to parting shot into one of these slots. So you bring out your Sneasel with the following turn. The only issue is that is Rock Slide flinch, right?
Rock Slide flinches always, but it's Pokemon Champions is the Rock Slide game.
Yeah,
there's
the
fake
Rock Slide game.
There's the fake out into Garchomp, stopping it from getting this Rock Slide flinch, and Delphox sets up again with Nasty Clutch.
It's not gonna happen again. We can't, this is
Surely
not commentary. This is not commentary curse.
Surely.
It cannot happen again. Physically,
Surely,
mentally, it can't happen again. Okay.
It's not happening. and now we are in the game state that is expected, and which is honestly pretty favored for Delphox.
Yeah, Delphox is really not minding this. You have an Intimidate onto the Garchomp as well. It's not live or boosted either, so you have good damage being able to come out with something like a Psychic, even if you can boosted by the sun.
And because the Charizard doesn't have a boost on every single one of its stats, you can also decide to play it slow, protect the Delphox, parting shot out, maybe get in Sinister to heal up, maybe get in Sneasel to get a potential another fake out so you can attack safely. You have so many options at this point as Lewis, because Charizard didn't hit the 10%.
Yeah, I do think with something that you can do now, if you're Pado right now, you are able to potentially, if you predict this Delphox to protect itself again, to go for Ancient Power, try to get that on the Incineroar again, maybe. You know, cheeky boost again. Oh my god, it's happening.
It is happening. The defensive play is so good here with protecting Delphox that it's the best decision to double up into Incineroar, potentially getting the boost. But now the Charizard is not +1 special attack, but -1. Its damage is reduced by so much that that Delphox is now freely able to move. It gets healed up by Sinistra switching in, so this Delphox is now almost full life, +2 special attack, with Nasty Plot. It's in such a good position, and potentially Incineroar can even switch in again and reduce the Garchomp's attack even more.
Yeah, I do think a switch out from the Sinistra to the Incineroar might be very vital here for Lewis, being able to then Psychic into that Garchomp. While you are playing still that Ancient Power game, Ancient Power has limited PP, and as we already mentioned, it's only 10% chance. So even if it happens, it only will now be neutral in its special attack boost, whereas an Incineroar in the following turn is able to provide fake out support as well. So we are seeing a switch out from the Sinistra and most likely going into that Incineroar, and that is exactly what's happening. A Rock Slide coming out.
Garchomp gets intimidated with its attack halved. It doesn't deal that much damage again. Delphox goes for another Nasty Plot, seemingly not caring about the potential of Ancient Power. as it gets into as it gets clicked into Delphox, it of course lives that, but no Omni Boost anymore.
Yeah.
Now this Delphox is on +4 special attack, as we saw earlier. +2 Psychic wouldn't have killed Charizard, but +3 this wouldn't have defeated Charizard, but +3 this Charizard has to be very scared now.
Yeah, this Delphox now really bringing the guns and the magic out of that nasty pop. Now, Heat Wave and Psychic are very strong moves, especially with something like the Sun being set up. Thank you, Charizard, for that, as even now, even resistant moves will do quite a bit of damage. Incineroar still being able to provide something like a Fake Out as well onto any of these two Pokemon preferably. It's going to be a switch from the Garchomp. Pado recognizes, okay, I need my Garchomp for a little bit later. Let's switch in to my Venusaur. Let's actually do a double switch here.
Incineroar coming in, having an incredible defensive typing against this +4 Delphox. But with with your double switch, the opposing Incineroar also switches out, not fake outing at all. This is a complete read. And Delphox decides to Psychic into the Garchomp now Venusaur and instantly knocks it out. Incredible play by Lewis.
Very good read there, not falling for the bait of that potential Charizard becoming a dark type there. Now, the Garchomp is able to come back in. It is no longer intimidated, but Delphox is still relatively healthy. You can switch back into your Incineroar, protect your Delphox for one turn, get another Intimidate cycle going, and move on from there.
Yeah, you say it's
still quite healthy.
You say it's not you say it's not intimidated anymore. I know one Pokemon that can change that. It's Incineroar.
You know, some might say he likes pivoting, coming in and out, intimidating, fake outing, parting, shutting. You know,
and it's also going for the Protect Plus switch. Also serves the purpose that you avoid the fake out of the opposing Incineroar.
Exactly, so that's right now what Lewis is aiming towards. You're having a little bit of a protect the queen, well, king in this instance, because Delphox is a male on this end, where you have this kind of system where it is kind of still scary against something like a Scarf Garchomp, because while you're not doing the damage anymore, flinches can very well still happen, for example. That's why I do think Lewis is recognizing correctly every time to fake out into that Garchomp slot. And now, with this Intimidate, lowering the attack stat of this Incineroar and this Garchomp will prove to be very useful. As Garchomp, yet again, going for that Rock Slide, getting in a little bit of damage onto that Incineroar, not going down quite yet, as the Incineroar from Pado has the potential to go for something like a Party Shot, but nay, it is going to be a Flare Blitz. Is it enough? It's not enough! Sun boosted and not enough! Intimidate, the power of it, and the resist, the Incineroar still providing support with a good fake out on either of these slots.
This is incredibly clutch, because this Garchomp is usually the fastest one in the field because of this Choice Scarf, but also because it has a Choice Scarf, it can't protect here. So if you fake out into the Garchomp slot and, for example, click Psychic into it, even if it switches into Charizard will also be KO'd. So this is just a complete pin here. Incineroar might be able to trade back the Delphox, but it is also -1 attack, so it might not be able to do so. This Lewis is in an incredibly strong position here.
Yep, good position indeed. Garchomp switching out again, trying to provide this Garchomp. As long as that Incineroar goes down, you do have the potential to go win with your Garchomp. But it is big on into that Incineroar.
Another
correctly
prediction.
reading into that. Psychic coming out into that Charizard, and it has gone down. So only 2 Pokemon remaining, in being that Incineroar and the Garchomp. Garchomp being locked into its Rock Slide mode potentially, as there's still a Pokemon that Lewis hasn't revealed, which is most likely going to be something like that Sneasler.
And now Lewis can have their cake and eat it too, because not only you get the KO on Charizard, but also Incineroar doesn't trade any damage back, neither defeating the Incineroar nor chunking the Delphox. This position is incredibly scary for Pado.
Yep, we're still at endgame where, you know, a few silly shenanigans can still happen. As long as you have, like, speed creep, you know the ancient saying being, where there's Rock Slide, there's a way. Of course, which is very true because a lot of players have probably experienced that, especially in Champions nowadays, because Rockside has showcased how strong of a move it is. We have the switch back into that Sinister. Let's heal up that Delphox just a little bit as we are able to protect it and potentially switch back in the Incineroar. Now, if Pado is predicting this, going for the Flare Blitz immediately, I think that's actually a worse for him to KO the Sinister than to not KO it.
I do believe you don't want to KO Sinister here just because it can't redirect the Rockside. But we see the Darkest Lariat here, which does not KO the Sinister. Despite the crit, it survives on 14%, which might honestly be better for Pado than if it actually KO'd it here.
Yeah, because if it was KO'd, then the Incineroar was able to come back in. Was able to provide another fake out, and then you could just freely remove the guard jump, where it's only then Incineroar left. So with this, now you still have the option here. You still are able to rock slide. Let's see if it's doing quite a bit of damage, and there's still the chance to flinch. So let's see what this Delphox is doing. Incineroar will go down. Is it Delphox moving? Yes or no? Delphox is moving psychic into this guard jump, and that is gone and out, meaning only the Incineroar left for fun.
And this Incineroar, I believe it has -2, -3 attack. It still gets the KO because it does with the Darkest Lariat onto Delphox, because it is just a very strong move, which is super effectively. But I will assume that Lewis expected that much and has something against the Incineroar in the bag.
Yep, exactly.
And there we see it, the Sneasler.
These are really happy to come in here. Oh, no more Intimidate shenanigans. I might be a Sash, but you will catch these hands as close combat will deal super effective damage and deal as well. So, 1-1. What are we thinking adaptation-wise? Any adaptation from Pado? Well, except for getting a Ancient Power boost, that is, of course.
Yes, I do believe the best play here is to just get the Ancient Power boost again and win from there. Adaptation-wise, I am not sure. You might just try to win with like a Rockslide flincher. We haven't seen any Rockslide flinches this game.
That's true.
There was only one Rockslide, I think, that hit into Delphox or two, so the odds were pretty low. But maybe that's the game plan. We did see that the Incineroar was really strong as soon as it was on the field. So maybe it's another adaptation to just lead with the Incineroar. I have not caught the speed interactions between the Incineroar, because your Incineroar might be able to fake out the opposing Incineroar or fake out the Delphox before the opposing Incineroar can fake out you. I'm not sure, but Incineroar is very strong defensively into Delphox, so since Delphox is the #1 Pokemon that wants to get KOs here, it might be the best way.
I can definitely see that. I'm still at the angle where I'm like, maybe we want to use Blastoise, but the healing that Sinister provides isn't enough. Comparing it, like for example, if you have the sheer offense of Charizard and the guard jump as well. Unfortunately, I do have to mention I made a small error. The players are switched. My bad.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. Wait, so are they switched this game?
They're switched.
Okay,
only
you
this
mean
game.
like this?
Only this game. Only this game.
We see the same. We see the same lead from game 1. Actually, I believe Lewis probably expected the Incineroar now to lead, and Sneasler is the #1 counter to Incineroar.
Mm-hmm.
But I do also believe that Lewis isn't in a bad position if the Ancient Power boost doesn't appear now.
Honestly, that's the name of the game. Just don't get the Ancient Power boost. Honestly, don't do it.
We see both of the Pokemon that are able to Mega Evolve here Mega Evolve as Charizard sets up the Sun.
I do like the shinies as well. Okay, the Sun being set up. Fire moves are boosted once again. Sneasler going for the pick out yet again onto that Garchomp. Breaking that Focus Edge once again. Let's see. Ancient Power, nasty
plot. See the nasty plot again. And now it's the moment of truth.
Yeah, again. Oh, God. Let's see. Ancient Power coming out. It is, again, doing about 40%. No way!
We get another Ancient Power boost. We talked about this might be the most potent win condition. If this happens, Pado's position is insanely good. Because you got chip on the Delphox, but also you boosted up your Charizard yourself, and probably even better than the Nasty Plot.
Yeah.
What am I saying? It is better than the Nasty.
An Omni Boost, you will take that. You have the longevity now. You definitely also have like 4 turns of Sun left. There's not a lot of Pokemon that can switch in and out. But right now, Incineroar seems to be the main pick to try and make sure that at least some damage can be done. Delphox going for the Protect here. That means Garchomp will going for that Rock Slide. Let's see if Pado calling it again if the Delphox was going for the Protect, which most likely it will, because a double up from Ancient Power plus Rock Slide will definitely be able to KO it. As now, Heat Wave is coming out from the Charizard, so not calling it out fully, but at least he wanted to do good damage up to that Incineroar. Oh, that was, I was about to say that did.
Oh, that's a crit, yeah. Pado expected the Protect, but maybe did not expect the Incineroar to come in, didn't want to fully commit to clicking Ancient Power into the Incineroar slot, but the Heat Wave chip is still really good. But this now gives the Incineroar the opportunity to flinch one of the opposing Pokemon once more. Maybe Delphox decides to set up again, maybe it tries to defeat Charizard with another Psychic, maybe defeat Hex with Hex, maybe you look for a crit or something like that.
Same odds, right? About the same odds, you know?
I think the odds are lower than for the Omnibus,
yeah,
but
just
it
a
is
little bit. But, yeah.
Us talking about crit as a win condition should display that Charizard with Omnibus was scary, but there's no fake out. Just the Rock Slide from Garchomp coming out.
Okay, so that means Rock Slide and Ancient Power will pick up the kill on Delphox. We've seen it. Oh no way! The Charizard. See, you know, I've done it once. I've done it twice. Let's go for 3 this time. Parting shot coming out onto that Charizard, trying to lower the special attack of the Charizard. But the Charizard, before that, said, "No, I'm gonna do it again." And he's doing it his own way.
You know, Charizard doesn't believe in bad matchups. It refuses to lose this game.
Oh yeah, I don't need Solar Beam. Water types, they don't exist. Let's switch. You know, my biggest enemy is me, and I'm gonna take full advantage of that. Sneasler now at least back at full health because it does enjoy the healing from the Sinistcha, so now it has its focus sash back. I'm just gonna show this as well because I can. This is insane.
This is incredible. There is kind of the silver lining. The Darkest Lariat on Incineroar ignores defense boosts, so you might be able to do that. But your Incineroar is already very chunked.
Yeah.
It is almost KO'd, so it might not be able to move and click. I almost said Wicked Blow, Darkest Lariat as well. Garchomp switches out, not wanting the Intimidate boosts, but debuffs, not boosts, and also in return debuffing the opposing Sneasler. As it fakes out and gets the Poison Touch on Charizard. Maybe this is your win condition now. Maybe you have to play around the poison to avoid the fate of this Charizard just KOing every single one of your Pokemon. Trick Room is set up, which is very good here because Charizard is the fastest one in the field and the biggest threat.
Yeah, there's only one more turn of Sun as well, so you could potentially, if you want to, stall it out with something like for one more turn. The Sneasler will double up from the Incineroar and Charizard can very well come out, but at the very least, Sneasler is able to do something together with this Sinistcha. I'm thinking. It's rough for me to not see the writing on the wall, but since Lewis is still committed to play this, I do feel that Lewis might see a way out here. Fake out from the Incineroar. Sorry, go ahead.
Fake out from the Incineroar. I think it's and follow up with the Weather Ball, which will KO Sneasler. Funnily enough, Charizard is slower than Sneasler.
Oh, what? Yeah, plus wait.
It shouldn't be. It has Unburn. It has the Unburn boost. No, it has Poison Touch.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Doesn't matter. It was faked out anyways. It was a great prediction by Pado here, faking out the Sneasler to be able to KO it. I'm not sure what happened there, why it was slower, or maybe we just missed it. But doesn't matter. It was a safe fake out into KO, knowing that the Sinistcha doesn't do anything. The best thing it can do is Matcha Gotcha.
Did the Sneasler try to go for Quick Guard? We might have missed that. So the Incineroar, because it's slower right now, its fake out came out first.
I see. Anyways, yeah, I think it's a display of great mental to play this game out here. There's always maybe if you get like triple crit and like a heat wave miss and you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you can still win. It does look impossible though with this and
Okay, I thought
I,
it was
I
Miz
thought
as well.
yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Hey,
Um,
look, that's a good tank there. I'm just saying.
because
like,
because
+2.
of the parting shot earlier, you are able to tank this quite well. Um, this Charizard is now on because of the poison you got. It's on 56% HP now, and Incineroar might be able to knock it out with Wicked Blow because it does ignore defense boosts. Not Wicked Blow.
I
Darkest
honestly
Lariat.
love. I would love for him to get Wicked Blow, but yeah, Darkest Lariat. Honestly, same move, right?
Honestly, both do ignore defense boosts. So
Yeah.
as the opposing Incineroar is slower, so faster on a Trick Room and parting shots out to lower Incineroar's attack. Just avoid every single chance to lose here.
Yeah, not a lot of options here. Venusaur coming in here. This is just a read boss right now with this Charizard. Now, with the nice thing about Wicked Blow is it does ignore something like defense boost, but it also Wicked Blow also crits, so it ignores the attack drops, which unfortunately Darkest Lariat has not gotten yet. Charizard going down. He's almost down. We can do this. I believe in you, Lewis. Let's go. The Charizard. We can bring it out. No.
And the Charizard stands above all in the end, or flies above all in the end. With 2 Omni boosts it got in that game. We saw the one game where it didn't get a single Omni boost. How strong this Delphox was. How much pressure it put onto Lewis. No, Parmo's team. I had to remember which side we were on again.
Yes.
Onto Parmo's team. But if Charizard just gets the ancient power boosts, it doesn't care about bad matchups.
It generally doesn't.
just-
It's so good. That was an absolute display of showcasing why Charizard is really good. Because, like, separate from Asian power, because Charizard has such a big target on its back. The Charizards are running Asian power. This is a legitimate move that people are. So this is something that you need to prep for Worlds as well. How much do you think? How many ancient power Charizard do you think we'll see at Worlds? Like now, a lot of people will be inspired, of course, by this match in specific. But
I would argue there will be a decent amount. I do believe that having the solar beam is just so good in general. So I would say a lot of people will still go for the solar beam, but I wouldn't be surprised if at least one ancient power Charizard would top cut the World Championships.
I am absolutely sure that will happen. Charizard has already been the premier mega been used next to things like Floette, but right now, because Charizard has such a big target, I do think Ancient Power is such a legitimate move, which is absurd to say it because you wouldn't expect it. You know what we need?
I wanted
to say we need Heatran back, but I completely forgot. It also gets Scorching Sands.
Yeah, that's why I'm still saying the new Mega Evolution should get Earth Eater, so we can avoid that. But what I want to say that you don't play. I just wanna mention once more. You don't play Ancient Power on Charizard to get the Omni Boost. You don't do that. You simply do that to one-shot other Charizards. That's the only reason you play it. The fact that it sometimes just can win you games on its own by giving you a like +1 on every stat is. It's just a happy accident.
It's a happy little extra. It's like when you get an extra some extra fries with your order. Or
Yeah.
you get like a bit extra. With
Yeah,
your...
you see a burger on the menu, you think, I'm getting that burger, and
Yeah.
when it's delivered, there are also fries there. Great, awesome.
See, that's the perfect thing. That's what we want to see. Absolutely. So with that, players, there's only one more match remaining, so we'll be doing a short break.
Of Swiss.
Yeah, of Swiss.
Important.
Yeah,
this
sorry,
this was my last cast though for today. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Bonnie, you and Yuna have been an absolute pleasure to be around and having to cast this as well. I was very happy that you guys were here. You literally saved the stream as well. So I'm very happy that you guys were here.
I'm glad.
But with that, we're taking a short break and we'll be right back. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.